The thing about self-discipline is that it is necessary for everything you do in your life. Discipline is that it is necessary for everything you do in your life. You have to be self-disciplined. If discipline comes from somewhere else, it's very, very hard to remain consistent because you tend to resist. It's wild because I see trainers and they're in the gym with people and, the guy or girl that they're working out hates their workout, hates it because the discipline is coming from somewhere else. It's something that you dread every time you go in. You don't really want to do it. It's like, but oh no, my trainer's here. He's about to, beat me up and make me feel crazy. Well, the truth is, every trainer should work his way out of your life. Anybody who's working you out, your teachers, your trainers, your people, they have to train you to get out of your life. So you can go ahead, do your own workout, do your own thing, practice self-discipline.
I literally wet the bed till I was 14 years old because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I would wake up to glass breaking, sounds, people screaming, and it was a nightmare. We lived a nightmare for years. And I picked up a lot of other damaging things that come from that trauma. But this is the thing, what I was taught in my hood, in my area, is that simply because I was a man, I was more valuable than the women in my life. That was a firm belief.
And the pride that we have is something that could really, really hurt us. Because what happens is, as you're built up in everyone's eyes, and everyone is now saying you're the man and you're this and this and this, you don't want anything to ruin that. You start to love that. Even though in your personal life, it's messed up. Even though at home, everybody knows the real you. But you keep the picture. Because now, it's about a brand. I'm Terry Crews, the brand. I am a brand now. I am an image, and I have an image to uphold. And it's really pride. It's really, I bet you won't jump off that bridge. And what happens is, it will collapse. With that image, you become better than everyone else. You are now, you floating. You literally and you're better than other people. This is where you see, I've seen stars, I've seen athletes, I've seen ministers, I've seen all kinds of different people who literally dog out people below them because I'm better than you. I really believe I am worth more than you. Me, Terry Crews, I believe I was more valuable than my wife and kids.
I hate competition. You gotta understand, I believe competition is the opposite of creativity, man. It's ridiculous to me. I was in the NFL, I did the entertainment thing is all about competing with each other. But one thing I discovered is that whole thing just leaves everybody broken and bloody and the whole thing. I decided to just kind of walk off, do my own thing, and stay creative. And that is where I found my goal. First of all, you gotta understand, growing up in Flint, Michigan, my mom, my mom was very, very religious. I was not allowed to go to the movies, not allowed to listen to secular music, not allowed to play sports. Everything I do today, I was not allowed to do. So what was crazy is that she wouldn't let me perform in a talent show. So I begged and begged, and she said, no. I said, well, can I host it? I hosted my high school talent show, and not knowing that would be my future, that I would eventually grow up to host the world's biggest talent show. I was the security. It wasn't even Ice Cube security. I was like Ice Cube's car security. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't nice. I actually was security on Next Friday. I did the third movie. Cube has been responsible for so many careers, and I just thank him to this day.
You only have a few shots at success. You only have a few chances to make yourself a viable member of the community. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I have seen many, many young black men who were provoked into violence, and they were in prison, or they were killed, and they're not here. My wife, for years, prepared me. She said, if you ever get goaded, if you ever get prodded, if you ever have anyone try to push you into any kind of situation, don't do it. Don't be violent. And she trained me. I'll be honest with you. It was the strength of my wife who trained me and told me, if this situation happens, let's leave. And the training worked because I did not go into my first reaction. I grabbed her hand, we left. But the next day, I went right to the agency write and I have texts, I have phone conversations, and I said, this is unacceptable. And I told them how, I almost got violent, but I didn't. And I said, what are you going to do about this predator that you have roaming your hallways?
I have never stopped working out. It's kind of weird. 2 hours pretty much a day. I get up, if I know I gotta go to work at like 7, I'll get up at 4 and do my thing. I have to have it though. I have all this energy. You can tell, can you tell? So before, you gotta imagine. But I have 5 different gym memberships everywhere. Just in case I can get a workout in. One's a 24-hour membership. The other one is for on set. I got one for a nice gym. I got one when I wanna get down and dirty. It's like, style to my day. Well, one thing, I do this intermittent fasting thing. I only eat from an 8-hour period, from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then I'm done. And then it's like a 16-hour fast. I don't do breakfast at all, and I work out fasted. It's kind of wild, but I'm 49. I drink, there's coffee and tea, and then I have like amino acid drink, that kind of thing to keep the, the blood flowing. But, my thing is being 49, and I grew up in a gym, so all those guys are like, and I realized that you keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I decided, let me just, reverse this thing. And it works for me.
I am not special. I am not special in any way whatsoever. Thing is, there's a myth that's been told to everybody is that you either have it or you don't. A lot of people say, oh, well, he just had that singing talent or this music talent or acting talent, a lot of stuff. Everything is learned. Everything. It's kind of wild because what happens is people start, if you're gonna work out with me, and what happens is if I really didn't want you to make it, I would just put 400 pounds on the weight thing and you couldn't do it. And I would go, oh, look at you. You just weren't ever meant to lift weights. You know what I mean? But if I put 25s on and you start, you're gonna do it. And you're gonna get better. And you're gonna keep going. I had a teacher who in school sat us in our class from smartest to dumbest. Who he thought was the smartest in the room was in one seat, all the way down to the dumbest person he thought was in the room. I was near the end. And I remember going, oh, but you know what happened? The scary thing was, it wasn't what that teacher thought, it was what my peers thought. Because automatically the peers know where you are. The peers, all of a sudden they go, yo, he ain't that smart.
This is my biggest trick in regard to working out. And I tell this all the time. Treat it like the spa, okay? Go to the gym, read a magazine, and go home. Because the habit of working out is more important than the workout. The habit of going to the gym is more important than the workout. You just have to do it every morning. Get in there and just relax. The character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine didn't exist. It was one of the things where I went in and met with the producers. They basically didn't have a role. They were like, wait a minute, you know what, Terry? This role, we want to add you to the show so much that we're going to call the name of the character is you. And I told them I had a minivan, and I told them all these things about my life. They actually added the minivan to the show. All these little factoids that go out. I'm like, wait a minute, how did y'all know that? It's so wild because I realize with a lot of actors, they always spend a lot of time trying to be someone else. And the truth is, when you are just yourself, there's no one else like you. And I tell everyone else, it's like, if you don't do what you're supposed to do in your life, the world is gonna miss what you have. And my whole thing has always been to show people what's possible, And I'm just a kid from Flint, Michigan, who got the opportunity of a lifetime. And the fact is that they made this character for me, and it's one of the best shows I've ever been involved in.